Good morning from Mexico City. Anytime that you're in a big city and you jog around like I'm doing right now, you are bound to find something really random and really cool. And this for me is awesome. As many of you know, I'm a dual citizen of the US and the Czech Republic. This behind me is the first president of Czechoslovakia, Tomáš Masaryk, who I guess is famous in Mexico because this is one of their most coveted boulevards, and it's named after him, Avenue of President Masaryk, and he has his statue at the very end of it. Now, this statue was gifted to the Mexican people from the Czech people in 2000, I believe on the, we could see here, I think it was the 140th anniversary of his birth. He was president at the formation of a country. Obviously, it's the Czech Republic and Slovakia now. But he had an American wife, and he was known as a great leader. There you have his initials. And he's got this coveted spot in Mexico City. I'm just jogging outside the 49ers team hotel. I'm not too far from the 49ers team hotel. That's where I'm staying, actually. And I run into this street and this statue. And everything here is so beautifully manicured. They say this is like the Beverly Hills of Mexico City. Polanco is the name of the neighborhood. You kind of have all these tree-lined streets. You have these little roundabouts, so you can go in every which direction, and you could see a statue of your favorite Czech president while you're at it. So this is breakfast in Mexico City, although I haven't eaten breakfast yet. So why don't we go for a little bit of a walk? Why don't we talk some 49ers? We got a game tonight at Estadio Azteca. I'm going to take the bus out there at 3:15 p.m. I'm 2 hours ahead of those of you on the West Coast. It's going to be good. The 49ers are as healthy as they've been since the start of the season. That's exciting for them. I got to now not die when I cross this road right here because there's a roundabout that's catapulting traffic in my direction. I think I got a green light though, so we're good. And we will continue the walk. Likely no Kyler Murray, so the 49ers probably will have to deal with Colt McCoy in this game, but Colt McCoy beat them the last time that they played, so that's nothing to get cocky about if you're the 49ers. Now, they're better in the defensive backfield now. I think anytime you face Cliff Kingsbury and the air raid, it's mandatory that you tackle well. Your defensive backs, your secondary has to be effective in space. And the 49ers weren't against the Cardinals last year. That's why they lost. They gave up 31 points to a backup quarterback. Altitude, I mean, I've been on a jog. I can't really feel it. We're at 7,300 feet, so I should feel it. Although I guess I did take a break there. I did stop to give you guys some of the scenery. I'm going to be making my way kind of through town right now. I have a good 7 hours until the bus is leaving to the stadium. So going to get food. Going to get scenery, going to record some lives. We are in a very ritzy part of town though right now. A lot of, one thing that I've noticed about this place, so many trees, and you have to, given the air quality, to improve the air quality. I was saying it yesterday, you got to give the city lungs. You got to suck that carbon dioxide out of the air. So especially in these really affluent areas, you've got, I mean, the landscaping is just on point. Every single street has either a median or it's lined by trees. I'll flip the camera around here so we could give you guys a little bit more of a look. There's a bank. There's an Audi store. I just passed a Mercedes store. You could buy all your favorite vehicles on the Avenue of President Masaryk, first Czechoslovakian president. So cool. Right on Galileo Street. Other streets here, they're majestic. They've got majestic names. I like that. They don't mess around with their street names in Mexico City. They name streets after guys like Galileo. Just like little back residential streets as well. I'm gonna go right by the Audi store. So last night you guys saw Roma Norte. We might head over kind of toward the historical center of the city today, do a cool video from there. People on the West Coast probably still waking up. I try to wait till 7 a.m. to start, but I realize that can be a little hard. You guys have any questions about the game tonight? Questions about tacos last night? There's separate videos for all of that, all the tacos. The Al Pastor was awesome. That Lebanese influence, ate straight off the spit. That was good. What should I get for breakfast? If you have breakfast recommendations, I would love that. I'm being treated very well here in Mexico City. Flew in yesterday. Had an amazing meal before the tacos. We went to a nicer sit-down restaurant that was kind of like Mexican fusion though, but with a lot of European tastes. I mean, they had French onion soup, but in Mexican style with Mexican cheese. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. Then we went out for drinks. And then after drinks, we went to get those tacos and we walked around and saw a lot of cool stuff. Saw the American Embassy too, and grabbed the Uber on the way home. Just obviously a really big city, really vibrant city. Even late on a quieter Sunday night, there were people out, a lot of 49ers jerseys out as well. I think Sansa Mebucom will play, to answer one of the questions up there. He's questionable, but I would lean toward him playing, just given his history of durability. And given the fact that he was already back at practice, I think that's a good sign for the 49ers. So President Masaryk Avenue is the most coveted shopping avenue, at least in central Mexico City, I read. As you can see, we got a lot of the designer stores, have a lot of car dealerships. You got everything. You got your designer clothes right next to your designer cars. At some point, though, I want to cut down one of these back streets, so maybe after this we move up. Ready for your questions, guys. Help guide the discussion. I can only walk and talk so much without prompt. I'm just trying to show you guys town. Just a quiet Monday morning. That's what it is. Eugenio Su. Let's get across. Yesterday, you might have noticed in our tour, we were talking about the medians of all these roads. They have traffic going one way. A proper boulevard. You can't have a boulevard without a median with some nice trees. The taxi cabs in Mexico City look like this. They've got the white and the pink colors. That's a Mexico City taxi. You can take Uber everywhere too. Phones work here. If you have AT&T, then AT&T is just the extension of America here. So you don't even have to get on an international plan. All right, now we could get off the beaten path. We can go through more of this Polanco neighborhood. 5 inches of snow in Norway. Amazing. Will I be watching the World Cup? Probably not too much. I'm going to be trying to get out and about. I'm not trying to be by a TV. They had it on in the hotel when I left this morning. Was in the elevator last night with Juwan Jennings. He said it was cold in Colorado Springs. I think we knew that. It was really cold in Colorado Springs. It's going to be a lot warmer at the game tonight. It's in the 50s right now, but I feel warmer. I got my hoodie on. It's going to hit 73 or 74 here in Mexico City today. Obviously, you have the altitude, but Colorado Springs was down in the teens at one point for the 49ers. I think I'm pretty far from the stadium. I don't think that the stadium is central. It takes hours to cross the city by car. All 22 million people. It's a lot of traffic. Hopefully we get a police escort out to the stadium to skip some of that traffic. But yeah, not close to Estadio Azteca. I mean, everything here is, just because it's so big. You know, if I have to go to the center of the city, it's going to be like a 6 or 7 mile run. I'm right by the main park. And I think the altitude acclimatization went well for the team. They've gotten several days at 6,000 plus feet. Now they came in last night, so now they're at 7,300, where they will be for the game. Just answering some of the questions rolling around. Yeah, there's a 40% chance of rain today, but if you look up, if it's gonna rain, it's gonna be minor. It's not gonna be torrential downpours here in Mexico City. So, you know, once you leave California, there's a chance of rain almost every day in some of these places. There's a lot of humidity in the air, can turn into rain, but unless you're dealing with a massive storm system, it's nothing to worry about. Somebody wants me to shout out to their wife, Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Shout out to Nicole, responding to one of the comments. Hope that you're doing well, getting ready for Monday Night Football. I'm doing fine with the elevation as I'm walking. I think I'm in pretty good shape. I was even in the gym in the hotel a little bit earlier, lifted some weights. Some 49ers personnel in there, not players. They're not lifting in the gym on the morning of the game, but yeah, I was lifting some weights, went on a jog. Now I start to walk. Now we have a squirrel up here. Oh, let's see if we get the squirrel for you guys. Right there. That's content right there. Look how grand these boulevards are again. People just running in the middle of them. I mean, this is majestic. Not sure which way to go. Both ways look cool. Both ways look cool. This way is better lighting for a video as we walk. I'm gonna walk right down the median. Don't have to worry about traffic here. Traffic is going on either side of me, and we have a wider pedestrian lane than the cars do. Mexico City has turned to big time emphasis on biking, on these little eco bikes they call them, where you could rent, you know, it's kind of like city bikes. Because the traffic is notoriously bad. There are so many people. Obviously the road infrastructure is still awfully European, which means that it could take a really long time to get from point A to point B. The more people you get out of their cars, the better. So the biking aspect of this city is pretty cool. As you can see, they have bike lanes on both sides of the road. And they emphasize pedestrians on streets like this, which you don't see all too much of in America. Only a couple cities, I feel, emphasize pedestrians. And even those, it's a constant battle with cars. I guess we're not in the summer anymore, so we don't have the fountains flowing freely. That thing is shut off for the winter. It is November. Look at the detail on these benches. That's a nice bench. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna walk up. Every once in a while you get like a little respite from these grand boulevards, and it opens up into a roundabout that has a cool square and a cool statue. That's how I started this video. I rewind to the start. It was President Tomáš Masaryk, the first Czechoslovakian president, has a boulevard and a statue named after him, which I thought was random, but I thought it was awesome. It was a gift given from the Czech people to the Mexican people in the year 2000. But they've named that street after that president since 1937 when he passed away. It was like a 140th anniversary of his birth gift. So obviously you have a really international city here. This is one of the biggest cities in the world. You've probably heard me mention that several times already on these videos. 22 million people in the metro area of Mexico City. It is the largest city in North America. It dwarfs American cities, including New York. And when you have a city that big, of such, you know, international importance, then you're gonna have statues of the Czech president, which for somebody like me, obviously, is really cool, a dual citizen. JT Conlon says, best Coca-Cola in the world. Yeah, everybody knows Mexican Coca-Cola is where you want to go. In the glass, real sugar, no high fructose corn syrup. I guess they also have the best al pastor tacos in the world. I verified that last night. Video for that. Go ahead and check it out. All right, so we're coming up on one of these openings. Real sugar. Some modern architecture. I don't particularly like that building. Could look back to see where I came from. See how open it is. A lot of people on their morning jogs here. I can't wait to try some food. Looks like a subway station right here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, maybe I could take that somewhere. My score prediction is 34-21 49ers. I think they're going to win this game big. Colt McCoy, probably the quarterback tonight for the Cardinals. Yes, I'm only briefly glancing down at comments because I have to walk. I have to pay attention to the road here. I have to be a vigilant visitor. Oh, cool. It's a lot of street stands here, which I think is really neat. You could always find what you need on the street. Coffee, tacos. I think it was 31-17 Arizona last year, not 34-17. I'm just seeing some of the comments. Somebody talking about the score. Traffic is picking up, guys. It's going to be crowded trying to get out to the game this afternoon. So if you're here in Mexico City, make sure you head out there early. I heard it turns really crazy near Estadio Azteca for the games. Practice squad players do travel with the team. Somebody just said, Alfredo Gutierrez is here. Practice squad players do travel. A lot of honking. People are upset. Taxi driver was mad. This street's busier. I don't want to do a video on a busier street. Go back this way. All right, I'm about to end this one because I want to go. Look at all this. It's so well manicured. Why don't we see Jimmy throw the comeback routes and fades like other quarterbacks do? Kyle Shanahan doesn't like fade patterns. He's not out there to run jump balls. He likes to scheme guys open. So, a fade is not a hard pass to throw. You toss it up and you hope for your receiver to catch it. The 49ers don't play that kind of offense. As far as throws that Jimmy Garoppolo's made this year, he's made essentially every single one in the book, though. I mean, he's gone outside the numbers effectively. He's gone deep effectively. He's gone short effectively. He's gone over the middle of the field effectively. There's not a throw that Jimmy Garoppolo can't make effectively. So the idea that he somehow can't is a really lazy stereotype. As far as fades go, though, Kyle Shanahan has actually shown and expressed disdain for plays like fade passes because he believes in scheming guys open. He doesn't like the one-on-one, just let's let the receiver win, because he feels that that's lazy coaching. I mean, have the 49ers occasionally run a fade or something where they go one-on-one jump ball? Yes. I remember against Cincinnati last year. Crucial drive, either fourth quarter or overtime. I think this was the overtime drive. Jimmy Garoppolo goes one-on-one to Juwan Jennings. So you ask about a fade. Well, I mean, we saw Garoppolo throw it perfectly, and the 49ers moved the chains. Jennings made the nice grab. But in general, Kyle Shanahan's going to call what Kyle Shanahan's going to call, because that is what his preference is. Johnny Alon is expecting a big game from Christian McCaffrey tonight. I am too. I always expect a big game for Christian McCaffrey. All right, guys, that's I answered a few questions. I showed you some of Mexico City. I'm going to show you more. Maybe I hop into a ride here and find a cool spot where we can have some breakfast or do do a few more videos here before this game starts. But like the video, sub to the channel. There's going to be a lot of content here coming from Mexico City. Hope you enjoyed 49ers Cardinals tonight. Everybody take care.